So is it even possible to build a $1 million fishing charter business? I personally haven't done it yet, so huge disclaimer, but I do think it is because I've been running through this process in my head and writing it down and things like that. And normally I hate making a video on something that I haven't done, and I normally wouldn't, but it still is an interesting process that I wanted to kind of like walk you through like what I'm thinking, and maybe it can open up your mind to some different possibilities. So I have the math written out here. Okay, so now let me explain. If our goal is $1 million exit, okay, most service businesses, at least from what I have been able to see, normally would sell for about 3 to 5 times EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization, basically a fancy word for profit. Okay, so think of, in those terms, you would need to get to $200,000 a year in profit, because $200,000 a year times 5, that would be your $1 million business. Okay, now for most people, myself included, $200,000 a year in actual profit is pretty hard to achieve in a fishing charter business, because that would mean that even if you were running trips on $500 profit per trip, you'd still have to be running like a trip every single day of the year plus 2 a day on some days, which is unrealistic because you're going to have, obviously, you'd probably burn yourself out very fast if you did that. And then 2, you've obviously got weather and, uncontrollable circumstances that you wouldn't be able to get out every day. So achievable, but difficult to do by yourself. So that's where having another person comes in. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be an employee, and you could get different, percentages and stuff that would skew these numbers that I'm about to share with you. But for this example, I basically just said that, all right, let's say we built a business in an affiliate model or a referral model or something like that, like basically became our own mini fishing booker in a sense. Like whether you got together with, a bunch of guides from your county, from, your side of the state, or with the whole state or whatever. Obviously, I say these things and it makes it sound simple, but it'd be like very difficult. That's why building $1 million fishing charter business would be challenging. But anyways, it is possible because the math says so. So you would need to book $2 million worth of trips every single year if those trips cost $600 and you were taking a 10% deposit, because that means when one of your guides got booked for $600, you would take $60 and that would be your profit for the trip. So at that rate, you would need 3,333.33, repeating if you want to get that specific, trips every single year, which is a lot, don't get me wrong. But if you break it down, it's 277 trips per month, 69 trips per week, or 10 trips per day booked. All right? And you don't necessarily have to fulfill any of them. If you had a big enough network built out of, other guys to run it, you could build a business where you have, say, 10 guys running a trip every day. Like that would, again, probably not realistic because there'd be weather and stuff like that, but you get the point. So having it broken down like that, then you realize like, okay, that's why I always build these things like reverse to goal. And I start at the goal being up here. Like if our goal is $1 million exit, because then you're like, okay, the input in order to get the output is 10 trips a day. So it's like, okay, I need 10 trips a day at $600 a piece at 10% commission, and that will get me the output that I want. So obviously it wouldn't be easy to book 10 trips a day. You need a massive network of people to obviously help you in that. But the whole point of this video was not like some how-to video, because like I said, I haven't done it, but it was just to show you like the math behind it supports the possibility. So I don't personally know anyone that has exited a fishing charter business for over $1 million. But if you're watching this video and you do, then I would be interested to hear about it, to see how they were able to build up an empire like that without it being like included in the price like an $800,000 boat or something, because then like it doesn't really count as much. But anyways, I hope you found this valuable or at least interesting.